From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Tuesday, April the 25th, 2023. An Israeli man was injured in what the IDF said was a shooting attack carried out from a passing vehicle in the Binyamin area in the West Bank. The victim was taken to the hospital for medical treatment, reportedly in moderate condition. A search for the terrorist was underway. The Times of Israel said the 28-year-old victim was taking part in a special run in honor of Yom HaZikaron, Israel's memorial day to its fallen and victims of terror, when he was hit by the gunfire in his hand. Well, a 2-minute siren blared across Israel this morning, marking Yom HaZikaron, Israel's Memorial Day, bringing the country to a standstill. Memorial ceremonies were held at dozens of military cemeteries across the country. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke at the state ceremony on Mount Herzog in Jerusalem, where he stressed the connection of all Israelis to each other and unity as seen in particular on the battlefield. He said this year more than ever, as we remember our fallen heroes, we remember that we are all brothers, Jews, Druze, Muslims, Bedouin, Christians, Circassians, brothers in service, brothers in arms, blood brothers. This, he said, is the true spirit of our nation. Netanyahu also mentioned the IDF soldiers whose remains are being held by terror group Hamas in Gaza and the 2 civilians being held. He said, we will stand together as brothers and bring back our brothers, Oron, Hadar, Avira, and Hisham. We will stand as brothers and bow our heads in unending gratitude for the courage of the fallen and the resilience of their families. May the sacred memory of our brothers and sisters, the beloved heroes, be cherished in the heart of the nation forever. The day was sadly not without controversy on the backdrop of the political turmoil in Israel and the societal divide over the judicial overhaul crisis. Some bereaved families had requested that government ministers, like those who did not serve in the IDF, not come to speak at memorial events at the military cemeteries. And while several did cancel their appearances, others did not, including the controversial far-right National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir, who spoke at a ceremony at the Beersheba Military Cemetery today, which led to some verbal clashes and even some physical altercations between bereaved families. The chairman of the Yad Labanim Commemoration Organization, Eli Ben-Shem, who had strongly urged Ben-Gvir not to attend, said, I apologize to the fallen for not being able to safeguard your honor. Last night at the main state ceremony at the Kotel, the Western Wall in Jerusalem's Old City, Israel's President Isaac Herzog, who has been holding talks between the political parties to try and reach a compromise agreement on the judicial overhaul crisis, gave an emotional plea for the conflict to be left at the door. He said last night after the blaring of the 1-minute siren, may we let that sound of our collective pain ring loudly on this Memorial Day, free of discord, as we cry for our sons and daughters. We must do everything to safeguard this shared home, to argue and disagree like always with all the fervor and passion, but to love one another as sisters and brothers, for we are one people. And Netanyahu taped a special video message in English as well as Hebrew, speaking of Israel's accomplishments over the last 75 years and echoing the sentiment of unity critical for going forward into the future.
We have a brilliant future ahead of us. It is possible if we march towards it together, and we will do so, despite the differences, despite the robust arguments that you have in Israel's robust democracy. We will march forward together. Happy Independence Day, Israel.
And Independence Day was officially ushered in tonight in Israel with a state ceremony at Mount Herzog, which began with the conclusion first of Memorial Day events, marking the emotional transition between grief and mourning to pride, joy, and celebration. Rabbi Leo D., who lost his wife and two of his daughters in a terror attack earlier this month, recited the Yizkor memorial prayer to conclude Yom HaZikaron. And then the traditional torch lighting ceremony welcomed in Yom HaAtzmaut. The celebratory evening included military marches, formations, and flag presentations, and musical performances. Concluding, as always, with the singing of Israel's national anthem, Hatikva, the Hope. And we have special programming for Yom HaAtzmaut for you tonight. For Tuesday, April the 25th at 7 o'clock, it's Stories of the Palmach, followed by David Ben Gurion reading Israel's Declaration of Independence and a performance by Ron Eliran. At 8, a powerful Tekes Ma'avar, a transition ceremony from Yom HaZikaron to Yom HaAtzmaut, led by clergy from New York City's Central Synagogue, Park Avenue Synagogue, and Kehilath Jeshurun. At 9, the late Abba Eban recalls his involvement in the Zionist dream and the dramatic moments leading up to the creation of the modern Jewish state. At 10, the creators of the Netflix series Fauda speak at the 92nd Street Y. And coming up next, it's Good Week Israel. And that's the JBS News Update for Tuesday, April the 25th, 2023, standing as one with the people of Israel in mourning and remembrance at the conclusion of Yom HaZikaron, Memorial Day, and standing with joy and hope with the people of Israel on this, the evening of Israel's 75th Independence Day. Yom HaAtzmaut Sameach. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well.